There's a bunch of rules that I think should be changed, and I think we're.
Helen Yee here in Las Vegas. Always great to be joined by the one and only. Oh, my costume came off. The one and only, the fan favorite. Thank you, Mr. Herb Dean. Happy Halloween.
Okay. All right. All right. I think I'm just gonna put that right here. Okay.
You're right. The costume was not meant to be today. I was trying to be Chun-Li from Street Fighter.
No, it was good. I knew exactly who you were. I love this costume. I remember the video game. I played it a lot. Yep.
Oh, thank you. Was that your favorite video game?
Oh, it was one of them. I liked that one. There was another one, Samurai Showdown, where you could be little samurais. I liked that one too. That was cool.
Did you also play Mortal Kombat?
Oh, of course. Yeah. I played Mortal Kombat.
Who was your favorite character?
Who was my favorite character be in Mortal Kombat? I think I like to be what's his name? The like the Bruce Lee kind of guy who would do,
Was it Kung Lao?
I think is that his name? He was kind of a Bruce. He would do the thing where he'd jump up in the air and do it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I believe that one. No, Kung Lao had the hat.
That's what I thought.
Hold on. I'm gonna think of it. Yeah.
We're gonna move on. He'll come to you.
Yeah.
He'll come to you.
But I also like Scorpion.
Oh yeah. Get over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and maybe unpopular
You know what?
opinion.
The wasn't. Oh no, that's a different game. I think there was one. It was a girl who would like be in like kind of like a spy outfit or something like that. Was that? No, that might have been a different game.
A few moments later.
Liu Kang, that's the guy who does the Bruce Lee guy, the guy who jumps up and he does the like bicycle. Yeah. That's the coolest move.
Finish him.
Finish him. Flawless victory.
Yeah.
I think they say that, right?
They do.
Okay.
And then they would do the animality, the babality, like the different finishers. Do you like dressing up for Halloween?
Sometimes. I mean, I'm married. My wife likes dressing up for Halloween. So, I'm just like backup support for her. You know what I mean? I like, I'll pick yeah.
You're a great husband.
Well, thank you. So we've been Cloak and Dagger from the Marvel Comics. We've also been she was Game of Thrones, Khaleesi, and I was dressed up as the dragon. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure many great memories come from it.
Yeah. One time, because my dragon costume was ridiculous. I had like little dragons on my hands and one on my head, and I looked so ridiculous that some dude decided he wanted to fight me. He was gonna punk me for my seat and everything because I just looked so ridiculous. Yeah.
But where was that at?
We were just at a neighborhood, place like a little wine bar and stuff, and everybody was out. It was having a lot of fun. I came back from the bathroom. I was like, oh, that's where I was sitting. He's like, well, I'm like, I just want to sit next to my wife. He's like, are you asking me or telling me? And I'm like, okay, I can't. Okay, I think I'm about to get attacked. So then, I had to, put a little bass in my voice and tell him, and then he went and pouted. Yeah, it happened to me. But then I looked at myself in the mirror. I'm like, he couldn't help himself. I looked that ridiculous.
He needs to put some respect on Herb Dean's name.
No, I was not worthy of respect.
Now, look, we need to see some photos of.
Okay, I'll show you some photos sometime. Mm-hmm.
Off camera. Before the cameras were rolling, you were telling me, because last time I interviewed you right after Hamzat versus CDP, you were heading to Shanghai, and I was teaching you a couple Chinese words. You told me one that you learned in China.
Oh, okay. So, poaisi. That's a word sometimes I use for uncomfortable situations. Like right now, this is a little poaisi if you're gonna ask me to speak Chinese.
哦，不好意思，你的中文。
That's how you say 不好意思. That's how you say it.
Yeah, well, I understood you. 我明白你. So you speak very well.
See, 不好意思.
I got you something. Don't worry, it's not siumai.
I can smell it.
It's fresh.
Oh, what's this?
Siumai.
Sumai.
Yeah, siumai, you're right. Pork and shrimp. It's like a dumpling. They're very popular and traditional in China. Do you like pork?
Sometimes. And shrimp.
Yeah, I got chopsticks. Do you know how to? Well, you don't have to eat it right now if you don't want. No pressure.
Okay, maybe we'll get back to it. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I know about these. Yeah, yeah. Snickers.
Halloween candy.
Halloween candy,
What's
okay.
your favorite Halloween candy?
My favorite. You do have one of my favorite. You have a lot of my favorites in here.
Really?
This is the favorite right there. The Snickers.
Me too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. After that would be, I think the Reese's and the Snicker and the Skittles are in a battle for next for what would be my favorite.
Yay! I'm happy you actually like it.
Oh yeah. Uh huh.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna enjoy that.
Was there ever a Halloween candy you never liked or you had to throw away?
You know, I'm not sure if I like those little corn things that's only for Halloween.
Yeah.
The little candy corns.
I know. I don't understand those purpose of that. Like I hated that. That was my least favorite.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. All
for
right. Yeah.
real.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
It doesn't even taste like corn.
Yeah. Yeah. And it only comes out at Halloween. Yeah. Yeah. Uh huh.
And it comes out on Halloween and no offense, it should
It goes
Yeah.
away. Yeah. Uh huh. Yeah.
but speaking of something that's not going away, this past weekend was UFC 321. In that main event, Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane, it resulted in a no contest. It's about a week later, and everyone's still talking about the eye pokes. I mean, you fought yourself. You're a former fighter, great ref, great person, and in the sport for such a long time. What do you think can be done to mitigate eye pokes?
Well, first of all, I think enough people are, fed up with the IPOC situation that something is going to be done. The thing with changing rules, there's always unintended consequences, but we have to try something. And so I think that people are ready to move on and try something with that. And there's going to be a meeting. And there's been a lot of people have been talking already, and there's going to be a meeting where we kind of go over that a little bit. But yeah, there's definitely something that's going to happen.
Well, when you say something like what makes you think that this time around something will happen compared to before?
Because enough people are upset. Yeah. And probably enough of the right people. I don't know. I haven't talked to any of them, but I think some people have been talking. So it's got enough momentum that because that we for people to vote on a rule change I mean there's a bunch of rules that I think should be changed and I think we're going to get to some of those too this time. Like I think one of the silliest rules we have that makes a lot of things happen is we have this intentional and unintentional. And so the referee's supposed to be a mind reader. Like, mm, I can tell, I can see into your mind, you meant to do that. You know what I mean? And so I think we need to change that. And because there's a lot of things that happen. There's ways you have to go. If you rule it intentional, then you have to do certain things. And if it's unintentional, you have to do other things. And so that's one of the most annoying things. And that's been a rule for a long time. And fighters know it. And there's ways they can game the system. And so when a foul happens, this fighter's supposed to be so concussed from the foul, but they're ready to have a detailed discussion with you about the unified rules. Like, is that intentional or unintentional, Herb? And you know what I mean? So I think we're going to hopefully look at that this time too.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because that was going to be a question I had for you, like about intentional versus unintentional. So when they look at the rule book and decide to change that rule, what do you think it will turn into?
Well, there's a word I suggest. I like the word reckless.
Okay.
And also that word, and also not making it so if then, with the referee and this one, I think with the eye poke, they're going to probably move towards taking away some of our latitude. And I think with the intentional versus unintentional, I think that one should not be so if then, and give us a little more room.
But do you think the solution, like, will it be a fine? Will it be automatic point deduction? Do you think it would lead to something like that?
Some suggestions are going to be automatic point. And see what happens with that. Some suggestions are that automatic point taken away. The thing with the eye pokes are difficult because they're happening in real time and you have to call it. And you always try to be in a good position, but you could be in maybe if fighters move, you're moving around, they move, and then something could happen and you see someone grab their eye, you have to make a decision on the spot. If you make a decision and say it was an eye poke and you call it, give the guy a break, and it wasn't an eye poke, it was a fair blow, you just took the win from that guy. And it's, I mean, those are really hard decisions to make, you know what I mean? Or if you think it wasn't a poke, now the guy has to fight through that situation. So we're going to talk about a bunch of different scenarios, and I don't know what's going to happen with it, but I know it's going to be discussed next week.
Oh, next week, early next week,
Yeah, yeah, early next week. I think there's a conversation happening on the 4th.
on Tuesday, I
Yeah,
believe, right?
yeah, Tuesday. Another rule I'd like to see change is the spiking rule. The way that rule is, if you lift someone up and drop them straight on their head, that's a foul, spiking. And I think that's a good rule. That's a very dangerous technique. But if you have an arc on it before you bring them straight down, it's a fair technique. And I'm afraid of seeing someone hurt someday. Sometimes there's a couple of, it doesn't happen that often, but there's a couple of ways that technique is done where it's totally legal, and nobody who's a regulator in this sport is happy with seeing that technique done. And so I think we should put some words in there to keep that from happening.
Jim Miller, he's talked about the amount of fights that he's had, but never poked someone in the eye. Why do you think that some fighters have more eye pokes than others?
Well, okay, so there's a point to what he's saying. He's saying if you really are focused on following the rules, you should be able to not do that. And so that we like that's another thing. We can't read people's mind, you know what I mean? There's been fighters who I've refereed, and we're all different people in there. We're all doing different things. And there's some people who are like, hey, they're good people, and they're not doing fouls on purpose. And there's a lot of guys, and a lot of them who I've talked to after they stopped fighting, they say, well, every groin kick that I ever did was intentional. And these are guys who have, once they've retired, they're giving me, oh that fight when you refereed me, that was intentional when that happened. You know what I mean? And so yeah. So so as to say why it happens sometimes and why doesn't happen other times. There's a lot of contributing factors. Some is some guy's intent. Some is the way some guy's style is. If you're out here parrying all the time, even you reach out to parry, if you end up the guy moves back, as you get to the end of the reach, your arm automatically goes down. That's kind of what happens. So that can make a poke happen too. So I think even unintentionally, the way some people fight, it could lead to a lot of pokes.
You've roughed so many fights and been a part of so many fights. What was the worst eye poke you've ever seen?
Um, I think that one looked really bad, but as far as ones I've seen, I didn't see that live. But besides that one, I mean, I have seen some other eye pokes where the lid had been scratched pretty hard, where it was almost a cut. Yeah, but that was a bad one because I mean the slow motion. I'm not sure, but it looked to me as if like part of the thumb, like one like maybe I mean the finger. Is that what you saw?
That is what I saw
Yeah,
too.
yeah. I mean, could you imagine that having this much finger inside your eyeball? I mean, yeah, yeah.
I feel bad for Tom Aspinall.
I mean, even though his eyes were closed, so it wasn't directly on, it was still like I don't think you're supposed to have this much of somebody's finger inside your eye, which that's what it looked like to me.
Got fingered for sure. Hurt.
Hmm.
If there is a solution, when do you think we'll start to see things be implemented?
Well, I think that they want to move fast on this one. I don't think they're going to wait until the ABC meeting that usually happens in the summertime. I think they're going to try to get everybody to meet somewhere else, meet some way, on phone calls or like on a Zoom meeting or something like that.
Almost like more of a emergency type meeting.
Yeah, yeah. Strike while the iron's hot. Let's get something moving here. I'm a fan of that. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Exactly.
I also like, something else that I think should change is I think with the amateurs, I need you guys to know that even if you're not a fighter in this sport or trained, there's room for more people to help out this sport. And on the amateur level around the country, one of the things I always see is not enough inspectors. You know those guys in the suit who walk the athlete out there in the back to make sure nothing illegal is happening. They're standing in the corners. I think you should go out to your local shows, your local amateur shows. Look around if you see inspectors or if you don't see inspectors. Wherever you in the world you are, and go to herbdean.com and tell me what you see.
took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to say, you all watching can go to herbdean.com.
Yeah. Go there and tell me if your area, what you see when you go to local shows, local level amateur shows, and if you see room to help out, let me know.
And I saw on your Instagram, you're doing some home renovations.
Oh yeah, I've been doing some home renovations right now. Yeah.
How's that going?
It's going good. Some of it's going slow because there's different things you got to get, like arborist reports and stuff like that, and those guys, like, I guess they're sought after, so they take their time doing what they do. But I'm really excited. I'm having a great time doing it. A lot of fun. I got to find. Did you see those bottles I found?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, could you imagine digging up your backyard and you find some old antiques that back there? You've been back there for over 100 years.
You know what? There might actually be gold in your backyard.
I know there's an area where I know more things are at, but I'm here to stay the course. You know what I mean? I'm not here to put on my khaki pants. You know what I mean? But
Watch, there's like literal gold,
I know, but I want my backyard.
Or you should get one of those. What are those?
Metal detectors.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. Uh-huh.
I mean, I don't know if they're good at detecting golds, but maybe more antiques.
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna get one and see what I find.
Then you could even sell at Herb's Antique Shop.
Right. You know what? Maybe I'll put some of those bottles up for auction. You know what? I think I'm gonna, on my Instagram, I'm gonna show some of the bottles, show the collection, and ask and maybe do an online auction. I'll put some reserves because I'm gonna find some of them I'm gonna use, as decoration.
Well, is your Ford Bronco still for rent?
Okay, it has been for rent, but I didn't let people know about it. But yeah, I think it is for rent. It is. Yeah, if you come to California, you want to take a day, you can just go down there and rent my Bronco. There's other people renting it. Yeah. I don't drive it that much anymore. I haven't driven it for a while. I keep on telling myself I have to. So you guys might as well drive it.
Even off road?
No.
Okay.
And I have trackers. If you're going to an off-road area, I'll know.
And no potholes. Like, don't speed over the potholes, California, they have a lot of them.
Man, you're coming up with all these bright ideas that's making me change my mind. You got...
Sorry about that. No, I know last time we discussed your Bronco.
Yeah, you got some good ideas. Okay, but it's still, it's up for rent. It's up for rent.
Yeah,
I'll probably put a link on my Instagram, because I was thinking, I thought about doing it and then I didn't do it. But I want to see pictures that people take,
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe make a scrapbook out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Uh-huh.
Look, it was the 7 cups of Americano today. No, I'm kidding. Probably 4.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Are you a coffee drinker?
I did drink some.
Okay. How many? Be honest.
I know. I only drank 1 cup today. Yeah, 1 cup.
1 cup is like the appetizer for me. It's bad.
I'm trying to reduce because I want to reduce the acid going on.
You're
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, for the fans who love you and can't wait to watch for more and go to herbdean.com and follow you on Instagram, what would you like to let them know?
What do I like to let them know? Yeah. Okay. Well, follow me on Instagram, Herb Dean MMA, and reach out to me on herbdean.com, and looking forward to interacting with you guys. Tell me what you see when you go out to those local shows.
And you'll be in New York?
I will be.
How do you determine if a fight from an eye poke is ruled a no contest versus a DQ?
Okay, so there's 3 outcomes that can happen. There could be a disqualification, it could be a no contest, a no decision, or it could go to the scorecards. Okay, so now we talked earlier about intentional versus unintentional. If the rules say if it's intentional, if an intentional foul does injury, and the referee and the fight cannot continue, it's an automatic disqualification. So the guy who got fouled wins. Yeah. If the guy can continue, then it's mandatory 2-point deduction. So it doesn't give it, and it says that in the rules. If you believe it's intentional and it does damage and the guy can continue, it's 2-point deduction. And then to make it even more silly, so let's say it's a an intentional foul. Let's say a guy headbutts the guy. You can see he did it on purpose, and it makes a cut. And then the guy says, "I want to keep fighting." And you do the 2 point deduction. If later on, this is a really silly rule. If later on that is made worse, that cut caused by the intentional foul is made worse by fair blows, and that causes the cut. That cut caused the fight to stop. Then the referee, you'll go to the cards. But if the guy who was fouled is behind on the scorecards, the fight will be a no contest. If he's ahead, it'll be a win. But what they're saying is the guy cannot be allowed to win by something that was started by an intentional foul, even if fair blows make it worse later on. Okay. So then also, if an unintentional foul, if the majority of the rounds are completed, then you go to the scorecards. If it's under the majority of rounds, like 2 rounds in a 3-round fight or 3 rounds in a 5-round fight, then that would be a no contest. So I think that covers all of them.